You're listening to the Talking Walls fans' reactions for the 24-25 Premier League season.
Finished Wolves 4, Spurs 2. Can't remember the last time we scored 4 goals, and definitely can't remember the last time that we won 4 in a row in the Premier League, because it's never happened before. So fair play to Vitor Pereira. I mean, what a job that man has done since joining our football club. Just unbelievable. The turnaround from the players, and I think that summarised really at the end of the game when you just see the togetherness. You know, all the players are hugging each other, all laughing and joking, making a line, going up to South Bank, then over to the North Bank, and just a real togetherness in that squad that we haven't seen probably since Nuno, in all honesty. So, you know, he's really galvanised the players, brought them together, and to think, you know, these are the guys that couldn't get 1 win under Gary O'Neill, never mind 4 back-to-back, and taking us out of the bottom 4 with first time this season. So up to 16th now, above West Ham on goal difference, and it's great to be looking upwards now rather than over our shoulders. You look at it now and think, actually, if we get another win next week, we could actually climb another place or two. So yeah, brilliant job from Pereira. And on the game today, thought obviously we started really well. Goal after I think about a minute 20 from Nori. Wonderful finish into the corner, and took it really well. And from then you never really felt in danger. Obviously a little bit nervous when they put it back to 2-1 and equally at 3-2, but Spurs are really poor. They've got to be one of the worst teams I've seen at Molineux this season. Really bad, especially at the back. Their defending was awful. I mean, for the third goal, Romero just lets Nori just run straight in front of him. And for the fourth, they decided to give it to Cunha, who was back doing what he did best really today. You know, taking players on, showing that turn of pace. And not for 1 second when he got the ball one-on-one with the keeper do you think it was going to be anything other than a goal. And I think that's what he brings to this team. So fair play to him. Just want to see him do his talking on the pitch, which he absolutely did today. You know, really good finish there. So shout out from Nexi as well. Haven't been his biggest fan since we signed him, but I thought he played really well today. You know, really harrying the back two at Tottenham and the keeper. You know, really putting him under pressure and giving us a chance to get on the front foot and go forward. So yeah, and a real resilience from the team as well. I say, you know, when it came back to 2-1 and 3-2, you're thinking, fearing the worst, thinking, you know, are they going to go and get another? Are they going to turn it around? But every time they score, we had an answer for it, and straight back on the front foot and scoring again. So, say 4 goals at home, 4 wins in a row in the Premier League. Vitor Pereira, what a job he's doing, and yeah, start looking upwards rather than over our shoulders.
It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 4, Tottenham 2. How good was that, Wolves fans? 4 wins on the bounce here. Sam jumping back on the channel again to give insight into the keeper on today's game. Unchanged team again. We thought that was going to be the case from Vitor Pereira. Really good. From the team section, we thought it was going to happen. Managerial come back in, working hard. Better goal off injured obviously early doors, and then Sarabia came on. In fairness to Sarabia, actually tried to make things happen, challenge a little bit. It was a change. A lot of people around me were saying, oh, we should have put Cunha on, but I didn't think he was ever going to do that really. After all the things that was going on, particularly that early on in the game. Half time, obviously Doherty went off injured, but Santi Bueno on. I actually thought Brown did really well second half. He had a lot of things to deal with, dealt with the ball quite well, some balls in the box, got rid of it quickly, and made some really smart interceptions. So in fairness, Santi Bueno did do a job, and I was a bit worried about when he came at half time, but yeah, he did well. Again, obviously now is the key talking point. Actually, I'll go into that in a minute. Anyway, apart from Larson, that guy I thought Larson played really well. Linked up play, got his goal. Could have had a couple more another day. Tottenham weren't great. We had a good tactic of trying to play the ball up to Larson very early on, and then because you knew we had the beating of the captain, was it Mero, the centre half. We knew we had the beating from the air, so we played a lot of long balls up to him really. But I thought we did really well in terms of our build-up play. We had spells we weren't in the game. We bounced back quite quickly. Andre was really good. So was Joe Gomez. Thought he was class as well. You know, midfield, those midfield pairing, they're good. I know Andre sometimes gets overshadowed a little bit, but Andre was really good today. If you get a chance to watch some of those clips back, he was all over the place, winning the ball back, looked tidy in possession. I thought he was so good. And then I think, like I said, we could have had a few more goals another day. Kwan came on, did okay as well. And obviously the big talking point, obviously is Matheus Cunha coming on. He came on. There's a few boos from the home end. Look on that one over there. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but in fairness, he did his job. He took his goal well, put the defenders under pressure, and then he ran through and scored. As soon as he ran through, he always knew he was going to score. In terms of Tottenham, I didn't think they were that good at the back. They conceded lots of chances. We knew that had a makeshift back line, Ben Davies and a few other players thrown in there, but you think, like I said on the channel last week, Wolves really are pushing on now. And I think United, I'm going to United away next Sunday. Let's have a free crack at that. Let's see how we get on. It's a free hit for us now. See if we can try and climb the table even further. But the job Vitor Pereira has done is phenomenal. That's 13 points in my last 15. That's like Champions League form that we've just done there. It's class. So it always says first the points and the pints. Well, hopefully he's on the pint tonight in Wolverhampton. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, Wolves fans.
It's finished Wolves 4, Tottenham Hotspur 2. And apart from half an hour, I thought we were absolutely superb today. The football that the gaffer's got us playing is a joy to watch. It was really nice coming into the game and having a bit of pressure taken off as fans and not having to, worry about what the result was at the end of it and worrying about getting 3 points to stay up or whatever it is. I know we're not mathematically safe, but it's almost a certainty. But it was just so nice and refreshing to see. And you could see the players playing with a bit of freedom today and a bit of something else that we haven't seen all season. There's some absolute unbelievable players in this football team. The midfield too. Oh, God. I have to sit down every time they do something. It just gets me going that much. I just need to take a minute to just chill out a little bit. And even like the centre halves, Totti and Agbadu, what they're doing. And, Doc had a good game as well. I know he come off at half time and I thought Santi did good when he come on. But it's just so refreshing to watch and so good. I'm having a laugh and a joke with everybody around us instead of having to sweat out for 90 minutes about winning a game of football. It's so good to see. And the lads deserve it, man, because they've worked, since Vitor's come in, they've absolutely worked their bollocks off. And whatever that tosser who's in before was on about when saying these players are playing at full capacity, I don't know what on earth he was showing them or telling them to do. But this gaffer has got absolute bags and bags more out of them players. And it's amazing to watch. Another goal for Larson. He definitely didn't get 2 today from what the stadium announcer was saying. But, 8-0, started off, good finish. Whatever, I don't know what they're moaning at. VAR, God, man. It took 5 minutes to show Menezes wasn't offside. And they were saying he was in the way of the goalie when he tried to dive for the second shot. When it was our own player that blocked Vicario, not any of our players. So I don't know what they're on about with that. Just checking that, it's embarrassing. But we get the first goal. And then I thought we went for a bit of a tough patch, trying to just kind of lumping the ball up, and they were kind of penning us in a little bit, which you couldn't really get out. And then the second goal went in, and I thought, oh God, this could be 4 or 5 here. And then we got in 2-0 at half time, and then we come back out, and they get one back, and then we quickly score again. They get another, and then we score again. It's just great, and I love it, and I love watching this football team at the moment. They're a joy to watch, and the players who are coming on, I don't dread any of our players going off anymore, or the others coming on, because I feel like whoever's coming on the pitch can do the same as the ones going off. And if you said that to me 3 months ago, I'd have laughed in your face. I'd have said we've probably got 4 good players in our football team. Now I really do rate all of them for some reason. It's mad what winning football games and what a different manager can do to players. You look at the players like Bellegarde, who was dead and buried at the time, and then Vitor's come in and absolutely changed him as a player. Menezes was awesome as well today. Absolutely runs himself into the ground. And that's what we need. Larson as well. He's had some more chances today. He's got his goal, 12 for the season. Great return. He's had his critics, me being one, but he's shutting them up, and good to see players coming off the bench and scoring as well. Cunha coming back into the squad today and coming off the bench, scoring a goal after all that's going on. So yeah, I'm happy, really happy. We can go into Man United looking up instead of looking down now. And wouldn't it be nice to just finish? I know we've just come off 17th place now into 16th above West Ham. But wouldn't it be nice to just creep up the table a little bit more after the absolute dross that we had to watch at the start of the season? I'm well happy. I love this group of players. I love this manager. He gets me fucking points, and then he's gonna get to pop world tonight and get absolutely tanked up. And I love it. And I can't wait to watch him next week. So yeah, up the sodding Wanderers. See you next week, lads. All the best.
Genuinely think we could have won that game 6 or 7-0. Tottenham defensively are the worst team I've seen at Molineux in a long time, actually, let alone this season. And I mean, I'm not going to go into individuals and that kind of thing, but the frustration with often being in promising situations to counter and stuff, and the counter-attack being led by someone like, I don't know, Strand Larsen or Sarabia or the other guy that's playing up front. I won't mention any names, but yeah, obviously a brilliant result. Getting used to the idea of beating Spurs now, to be fair, having done it twice last season, got a point away at their place, and you could just see that I think the team, every point at which even Spurs managed to claw their way back into the game, didn't lose their heads, felt like there were still opportunities in it for us. Don't get me wrong, Spurs shot themselves in the foot, probably on 4 separate occasions for the goals, but it was really nice to kind of capitalise on those situations while still, I think, having a lot left in the locker. And yeah, I think it's just I don't actually think this was a top class Wolves performance, especially first half. I think we went ahead through a bit of fortune and taking advantage of some errors, like I say, but I think you could see extra bit of quality coming off the bench and taking advantage of some of the situations that we then created for ourselves in the second half. I think we were much better in the second half, actually, despite conceding the 2 goals that we did. Joao Gomez was absolutely unbelievable. We played some really nice football, and Emmanuel Agbadou, I think, is, whilst still doing some absolutely wild stuff, the best centre back that I think we've had in recent memory. So, kudos to the scout department on that deal, because he was unbelievable again today.
Well, that was a very nice Sunday out, I thought. Just a brilliant performance, I think. Even the defensive mistakes allowing them to score 2 goals, I wasn't really ever super concerned, because they were never really in the game, if you know what I mean. But we had some standout performances from players today, and you can see that, like, when you give these players some confidence and a good run of form over time, then they just get better and better, and that's showed no more than in Joao Gomez. I thought he was excellent today. 10 out of 10 performance. Didn't really put a foot wrong, was everywhere, was even angry to be taken off, and then as soon as we take him off, we concede a goal. And you can see that it means a lot to him, because he's walking back to the dugout and he's pissed off because we've conceded a goal with him off the pitch. Yeah, I thought, again, Larsen was really good as well. He never really stopped running. Same with Minetzi. The work rate on both of them today was fantastic, and it caused some defensive errors from Spurs, who were really disjointed and disorganised. And I'm not really sure how Ange is still in the job, to be honest, because even if they win the Europa League, what really have the Spurs fans got to look forward to with this brand of football that he's putting onto these players? Because they just look awful. A couple of them look like all right players. Like, I thought Jed Spence was probably their best player today, and that really says a whole lot. Yeah, they were really not that potent in attack at all, really. So although that we didn't really have much to do and still managed to concede 2 goals, I mean, winning the game is what counts the most, to be honest. So I'm proud of the performance. 4 wins in a row is ridiculous, 5 unbeaten. And then we have a chance to maybe even leapfrog Spurs and Man United come the end of the season if we consider this really good form up. So I'm buzzing. I really am. And I just hope that we can continue this good form into next season. That's the main thing, because although this season is a write-off and we play the same way with the same sort of tenacity and fight that we have been doing for the last 5 or 6 games with Vitor in charge, then I think that we can do something really, really good next season and maybe even push for a European place again, which would be the dream. So, yeah, really happy. And let's continue to climb up the league as much as we possibly can.
So, Wolverhampton Wanderers 4, Spurs 2. 4 Premier League wins in a row. First time Wolves have managed 4 top division wins in a row since 1972. Vitor Pereira, what a man. 8 wins out of 16 Premier League matches. A sublime record, a sublime appointment. Everything has gone right for Wolves in this last 4 or 5 weeks. And to be fair, us as fans, this is all we wanted. A team that was ready to fight and press and move as one and play as one, and they're doing that at the moment. I can't really fault any of them. As someone that would have been quite negative towards the end of Gary O'Neill's disastrous reign as Wolves manager towards the end, I really couldn't see this coming. I couldn't see how this group of players were going to turn around such a dire situation where they ended up 5 points behind Leicester before they played them 3 days before Christmas. And to listen to such a turnaround since then from Vitor Pereira, from the players, to motivate them to win as many matches as we have, to play the football that we have, which has been so efficient, yet maybe not pleasing on the eye sometimes. Maybe perhaps for the 20 minutes in the first half today or the second half against West Ham last week. But it's good. Like, we are attacking, we are a force, and we've managed to win the last 4 matches basically without our player that most people thought that Wolves would crumble to pieces without, although he did come on today and get that 4th goal, Mateus Cunha, and what a moment it was for the crowd. It felt like drawing a line under all the drama that has been surrounding him over the last few weeks. But it was a fantastic moment, and the fans are together with the players again, and that's all that any Wolves fan really could ask for, is that they give 110%. A word from Marshall Manetzi, I think, in recent weeks. As a footballer, we know technically he might not be the most gifted, but my God, can the boy run. He ran himself into the ground again today, like he did against Ipswich in the 96th minute where he was still sprinting last week, and against West Ham as well, running through on goal in the last minute. Honestly, brilliant. I love him as a player, and there is definitely proof in the pudding that Vitor Pereira said that Manetzi brings the best out of Strand Larson, who also scored today and has been excellent for the last few weeks. But Wolves, 4 goals, 4 wins in a row. The first goal today, decent. Ryan Ainori on his toes, hit it into the ground. Error by Vicario. What can you do? The second goal, again, Vicario and Jed Spence. It was like something out of a sketch show, but of course you take it, 2-0. Wolves managed it well. Could have gone 3-0 up before the scrappy goal. It was pretty poor by the captain, Nelson Semedo, to be honest with you. I don't really know what he was doing to allow Tell to come in and score around the back, but you know, it happens at 2-1, and for 5 minutes at 2-1 I was very concerned because Wolves started misplacing passes. Of course it can happen, because even though they are only 2 points above Wolves, Spurs are a decent team on their day and do have attacking players that can hurt you, but for that 5 minutes, Wolves had to weather a storm, maybe sit back, were misplacing a few passes, and then the dedication from Ainori to chase down Romero and harry him and hassle him into making a mistake and winning that ball back and putting it across to Strand Larson, who tapped in for a third and a deserved goal today because he ran himself into the ground again. And I was giving him a bit of flack maybe a few weeks ago away in the FA Cup against Bournemouth, against Everton. I didn't think his performances were really that good, but since then he's maybe emo, whereas 5 goals in 4 games, absolutely excellent. And he got a good ovation coming off today, which is what we love to see. But going 3-1 up, under Gary O'Neill, or maybe in any time in the last year or so, Wolves at 2-1 would have conceded again and maybe lost the game. But today, they went in. The dedication from Ainori to chase it down and get it across to Strand Larson, I absolutely loved. And, well, Wolves at 3-1, let another scrappy goal in from a corner. But, defending was not the best on Sean Molyneux today. Spurs players defending was absolutely woeful. Wolves was a bit better. Agbadou played very well, despite the fact he nearly gifted Richarlison a goal at 3-1. They scrambled it in for 3-2, and then Cunha comes on and wraps it up for 4-2, winning the ball back off Bergvall and running straight through and sending Molyneux into raptures. I thought Molyneux was loud today, especially after 3-1. I thought it was one of the loudest I've heard in recent times, and that's good to see. And it's good to see Vitor's heart to the connection between the fans and the players and everyone together. Everyone seems to be on the same page, moving forward as one. And Wolves have the best form in the league out of everyone in the last 5 games. With Man United away next year in disarray, why can't Wolves go to Old Trafford and win? Why can't they? They have quality players. They have basically everybody available to them. Why can't they? He left Tommy Doyle and Guedes out the squad today. Mateus Mane on the bench. It's just showing that Vitor is in charge of them and he's ruling the roost. And, well, to be fair, no one can question any decision he makes. He says he wants to see more from them in training, so it's up to Guedes and Doyle to play their way back into the side. And, well, there's not really much more to say. Tottenham obviously a mess under Ange at the minute, and all their marbles are on Thursday in the Europa League against Frankfurt. But Wolves had to beat them today. They were favourites, and they did win. And that is just really, really positive signs. Wolves under Vitor Pereira, I think 7th in the form table since he came in. Maybe if he did come in after Brentford, when myself and a few others said that the last guy should have gone, who knows where Wolves would be. But the signs are certainly there, and the foundations are there for Wolves to really kick on again. And this is the most upbeat and positive I think I've been on any of these fans reacts really that I've done in the last 3 or 4 years for Wolves. And when I was asked on the podcast there a few months ago whether I thought Wolves would go down before we played Villa in February, I honestly thought that they would. I really did. I was given a hum and a har an answer, but I honestly thought they would. So since then, to pick up as many points as we had is testament to the players, testament to Vitor Pereira, and really, what else can you say? It's really, really good time to be a Wolves fan for once. Safe now, 14 points clear of the drop. We can enjoy the last 6 games of the season and hopefully finish with a flourish. You know what they say? First the points and then the points. Up Vitor Pereira's Wolves. Wolves 4, Spurs 2.
So Wolves continuing their fine end to the season with another win, 4-2 at home to Spurs, and both teams coming into this one on sort of opposite ends of the form spectrum. So I think there was a lot of optimism, to be honest, from Wolves fans going into this one, myself included. Spurs is a team that, I mean, we can usually get a result against. Our record at Molineux isn't quite as good as it is at White Hart Lane against Spurs, but always a game where you feel like you can fancy us to do something. And we did really well today. Wolves, oftentimes we've said that they're not always the best at putting teams to the sword. And we're not always the greatest at sort of capitalising on when our opponents sort of give us easier chances. But they did that today. They did that really well. Honestly, you could argue all 4 of the goals were sort of gifted to us. I mean, the first one, Vicario, it's a poor punch. The second one is sort of a scrappy own goal, very comical in the way that it went in. And then, yeah, even the third and fourth ones. I mean, the third one, Romero just completely loses his head, not even focusing on the game. But again, a good ball across to Larsson, again, continuing his really good run of form. And then the fourth one, Bergvall, again, Spurs just so lackadaisical on the ball. They just weren't focused whatsoever. It was a really strange game. I mean, the 2 goals Wolves conceded as well were a little bit disappointing, a little bit scrappy. So overall, a quite strange game from a defensive point of view. But I think what Wolves did well was that they put Spurs under pressure, and Vicario from minute 1 didn't look comfortable on the ball. And I think that was in part to Jørgen Strand Larsen's pressing, but mainly Marshall Manetzi, who I've noticed on social media is getting sort of split reviews, I suppose you could say. But I think his stamina and his energy was shown today with the amount of times that he forced Vicario into mistakes. And when Spurs are constantly trying to play the same system and the same style, constantly pressing them and getting the ball back is going to give you a lot of joy. And the midfield battle was one that was going to be really interesting today. And I think Wolves certainly came out on top. Andre and Gomez were superb. Especially, I thought Gomez was a standout for me today. Both boxes was excellent. Had a few shots that weren't great, but he was getting in good shooting positions. And his development from when we first signed him has been astronomical. I mean, the difference between the first January that he joined and now is like night and day. He was good when he joined, but he's performing at such a high level consistently now that I think that there's an argument to be made that he is arguably one of, if not Wolves' best player. It's just so good at everything he does. Andre, again, imperious today. A few loose passes here and there in the second half, but again, just reads the game so well. Really happy with those 2 in midfield. And Aït-Nouri as well, goal and an assist. Really good ball in for Strand Larsen, just kept it simple, got his head up. And again, his first goal, great technique to volley it into the ground and put it into the far corner. So overall, a really solid team performance. Vitor Pereira has really got a tune out of this team. They're efficient but fun. We play within a system, but there's entertaining players within that. And good to see Cunha on the score sheet again today, obviously coming back from his suspension. And as he does, getting in the goals, he's done it so often this season that it was always going to happen. And a good finish and really good awareness from him to close down Bergvall, a really good burst of pace as well to get in behind and calm finish. He's never going to miss a one-on-one. So just plenty of positives. It's nice for Wolves to finally be finishing a season with a good run of form. Hopefully we can continue that in the next 6 games and push higher up the league. I think it's the first time this season we've been higher than 17th as well, which is it just sort of goes to show how poor we've been this year. But great to finally start to climb up the league a little bit. And yeah, who knows where we can finish, but a very successful day. And we can all go home happy.